What's going on, everybody? Everyone? Every- Hi, Dan.
Hello.
So we played Call of Duty Mobile.
Good old Call of Duty Mobile, man. It was
Mm,
fun.
What a okay, and introduce the gameplay right now because this is so goofy to play, but it's fun.
Super fun. Super
So
weird.
goofy. Like, oh man, like all the death cams, like everybody's just looking all over the place. There's no semblance. Like it works, but it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. It's very interesting, to be totally honest with you. It's you can't tell if you're playing a bot or if people are just really bad. Um
But at the same time, then you watch back your own footage and you're like, am I a bot?
mhm. Yeah, it's weird. Um I've had a lot of experience with mobile games, like shooters like this because I played a lot of PUBG mobile. It's similar. It's a lot more fun because that's just a battle royale. This has battle royale, it has the mech game, it has, all the modes you love in Call of Duty. So it's nice that especially for people that are like on the road, that can't get their Xbox, PlayStation, PC out with them, just download on your phone and have a good time.
Right. It's interesting because it supports controller, but it seems like it might segregate controller players from touchscreen players. I'm not 100% positive on that, but it definitely looks like it.
I think it does. 100% think it does. Because we would be getting walked.
That's true. All in all, I mean, for a Call of Duty experience, it has so many guns. So many guns. It has like all of the Advanced Warfare guns. It has Modern Warfare 2 guns. It has Modern Warfare 1 guns. It has all the maps that I can think of, plus original maps. Like,
And nostalgia, for real.
yeah, yeah. It's not bad. Like if you're just like, throwing on an anime and chilling with the boys, partying up with four people and just hopping into team deathmatch is not bad at all. It's actually kind of fun.
It's actually, it's super, super fun. It's interesting to play because I was very not adamant about playing it,
Hmm.
like at all. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it because I was like, let's play PUBG Mobile. I got in here, really enjoyed it. Did one game of BR, got a 10 win solo win,
Hmm.
10 kill solo win. So, it's super fun, and with the ability to play different things is what is super cool. I mean, the one mech game we played was insane. I felt like, I mean, I was just running around with my chicken head cut, like a chicken with my head cut off, just giving everybody the vaccine, aka the flamethrower. And I had like 30 kills, and you had like 10, and everybody else had like 2 and 1 and 3, and we were both like, what? Like,
Uh,
I was, I was literally just running around, not even. I mean, you were playing objective. I was just going for kills, and it was insane.
right. Yeah, I like the fact that there's like domination. You don't like that it's split into two rounds, but I mean, you can play search and destroy, you can play team deathmatch. They have their own game modes with specific maps. Then they have the event modes that are out, which is the mech one you're talking about, which is Goliath battles. And I don't know, it doesn't shove the pay to play aspect down your throat. Like you can still enjoy the game free, which I really appreciate, and I didn't expect from a Call of Duty title on the phone. I expected there to be like an ad after every single match to pay for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that there's no pushing and shoving it down your throat. It's one thing they did right. And yeah, with the place where it splits the map in between, that's not a COD mobile thing. That's a COD thing.
Hmm,
They started that in the recent couple of years, and it ruined domination. Like, I don't want the game to be split up into halves. It's stupid. Just let me play the full game, full round, let it go.
that's more of
But
like a
they ruined
general.
it. So,
That's more of like a general complaint from an opinion perspective.
oh yeah, it's not about the game. It's just about the COD developers ruining a game mode.
But I mean, At the end of the day, I would recommend, like, if you have the space and the phone to run this game, it is worth a checkout at the very least, but just don't expect to be good at it. Like, just be completely okay with the fact that you're gonna suck.
Yeah, unless you're good at PUBG Mobile, you're gonna be good at this game. It's just if you have never played a first-person shooter on the phone, don't expect to be how you are in console.
Mm-mm.
If you've played first-person shooters on the phone, expect to be decent.
Well, I mean, I don't like using a controller for much of anything, right? So you put a phone in my hand and it's like 10 times worse. And I was still keeping up with you. I was topping the charts with you. I pushed my rank pretty high considering my skill level. But, it isn't something that's going to be like, oh, it's going to take you a year to get good at it. No, it's just like you just got to play a few games, maybe load up zombies, practice your aim, practice your shoots, change your layouts. And once you have it kind of figured out to how you like it, it just takes time and getting used to it, knowing to take your thumb completely off the screen. There's a lot of little weird things because there's no haptic feedback. There's nothing like there's no vibration, no nothing. So you don't know where your thumb is, unless you're watching where you're putting your thumbs, but then you can't pay attention to the screen. It's weird. It's a very weird experience.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And if mobile games keep going the way they are, it's we said it with Lost Light. It's gonna help people that can't afford consoles and PCs.
Right.
Like if I only had a phone, I would play COD Mobile all the time, PUBG Mobile all the time,
Right.
because they're very well made mobile games.
I would even play Lost Light Mobile. Like, you would have your Tarkov, you would have your PUBG, and you would have your Call of Duty. Those are like the three staples of shooters in today's day and age. And you have them
Fortnite's
all
also on
on
mobile.
mobile. And Fortnite, yeah. But we're not going
I
to play
never
that.
played Fortnite.
Uh,
No, I've never played it. I don't like Fortnite. I liked it when it first came out on console. After this first season, it was terrible. So
I have no opinion. I have no idea. I played it twice, did not like how the mechanics felt, did not like the building aspect, and just never touched it.
yeah, I'd rather have a gunfight than a build fight.
Hmm. And that's where like this game kind of fills a lot of those gaps, especially for mobile. Playing this, I do have one really interesting takeaway. I would put like a screen protector on my phone, and then if it had like the neural texture, that way I knew where to set my thumbs and I had some sort of feedback on where my thumbs were and where the edge of that knurling was. That would be awesome. I know some people would probably hate that for their daily driver phone, but if you're a gamer, that'd be an awesome screen protector to have.
I mean, they also have attachments that's not a controller. Like it just goes on the left, goes on the left side of your phone, and it has a little rubber pad, kind of like a smart pen or whatever you want to call it,
Uh-huh.
and you can use an analog stick.
Yeah, but I mean that's still a level of you need to learn how to play. Like I think both of our ideas here work in the same fashion.
Hmm.
Like just having a texture, something that would give me feedback on where my fingers are, my thumbs in this case are, would be huge.
Well, can you customize the texture how you want? Because every what's nice about every mobile game is you can move everything around the way you
No,
want
no
it.
texture, like physical. My thumb is touching a texture,
Oh,
not the layout.
well, I was saying, but the case has got to be textured, right?
Yeah, the screen
What happens
protector.
if you change the layout and then the screen protector is useless?
Well, that's a good point. That's a
Oh,
good
got him.
point. But you could always have a company that manufactures them, and you take a screenshot of your layout, and then they print it to that layout. It could be like a
Got it. So
service.
we're
Yeah.
making a new company. Got it.
It's a company idea. It's a recommendation that I have because it's a good idea for a business. I mean, if that's your business, is you make these cool textures. I mean, you could push gaming even further.
Man, let's make it.
I would love to. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I don't know how to start it in the first place. So, if anybody wants to take that idea and run with it, go ahead, I guess, right? Fuck.
I
Oops.
like the zombies. We played the zombies last night. That was good fun. There is endless mode. You just have to beat the first boss. And I like the fact that they kind of did the Call of Duty Ghost aliens crossed with the zombies. I thought that was kind of cool.
Super cool. I'm not, I got over the endless zombies when it was still World at War on the 360 days. Um, I like having the missions. So I like the alien one when you had to do the mission. You had to get out. Like I like the ending. I know the new ones have endless where you can do missions that make it end, but I like it where we had 8 rounds. Get your guns, get your perks. Now you got to fight the boss. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool
Like,
because it's not super long.
I like the idea of making the 8 rounds because say you're just, like, passenger in the car, you're on a road trip or something, the person who's driving is just bopping music, and you can just load up zombies, run an 8-round game, and then you're at the restaurant, you know what I mean? It's not like the matches take forever, they're, like, 6 minutes. So if you're somebody who's just, like, waiting in a waiting room, a lobby, or something like that, this is a good game to just pop out, you do a little bit of Call of Duty for a little bit, and the matches don't last forever, which is nice.
Yeah, the way you can end the load times are quick.
Mhm.
You're in a match right away. Like it's almost instant. It's crazy.
They're definitely filling lobbies with bots. I definitely think they are.
Oh, 100%. That's why you got to play ranked.
Right. And you played the ranked, so what was your experience with ranked?
Kind of the same, but a little more competitive. I still top ranked. I still got MVP. I went 20 something and something. I don't know. It was different. You had to sweat a little more because you're actually playing more
Yeah.
players essentially. Um, I liked it. I'd give it more of a chance. I don't want to play by myself because I don't trust teammates,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, it's
So,
Call of Duty Mobile. It's not like you're gonna go MLG Call of Duty Mobile.
not still. I don't like losing. So,
Fair enough.
um, that's just me. I don't like losing. It is
Right.
it is what it is. So,
I like the fact
um,
that there's so many different ways to play. Like, it's so accessible. There's so many custom layouts. There's so many different settings for how you want to play with your controls that you could really just download it, try the default. If you don't like the default, you can modify it to your heart's content, and that's huge for me. I love accessibility. I push for accessibility in every game, and I'm very happy to see that this game has taken it to a whole nother level of making it available for literally as many people as they can.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And talking about the ranked again, I found the history board because I couldn't find it. I was looking at other games, like me and you. You would have 20 kills. I'd have 26 kills. You'd have 26 kills. I'd have 20 kills. And everybody else had one, two, three. Ranked, I had 29, 29, 2, and 2. The guy below me had 14, 8. The next guy had 8 kills. The next guy had 7. The worst kill on the team had 2. But the enemy team had 11, 8, 7, 5, 4. So if you are one dominant player, you can dominate ranked until you get super high. These are brand new players in my first ranked match, but it was a little harder
Hmm.
because they're not moving like bots. They're moving like humans.
Hmm.
So I think it's interesting. Um,
There's a good amount of mechanics at play too. Like you were using the sniper. You said you can quick scope very easily, which makes the snipers fun to play with.
yeah, because you got two buttons, two shoot buttons. One that's got a crosshair in it that as soon as you hit it, it aims down sights and shoots. So it's nice for SMGs, LMGs, whatever. But when you're on the sniper rifle, when you hit it, it zooms in but doesn't shoot. You have to release it to shoot. So you can stop moving, aim with your right thumb, hit that, and zoom in on their body and let go, and it quick scopes right away. So it's super, super nice, super good feel for sniping. Because I was worried about how the sniping would work. Because I was afraid that if you zoomed in with that,
It would just auto
zoom
shoot
and shoot,
immediately.
it would shoot right away. But now you got to release it super good, and it's essentially it's how they let people quick scope.
Shotguns do
And
the
I
same
just used
thing.
this. I used a sniper all last game,
Hmm.
and I top charted, and I was quick scoping. It was and you can get some really cool quick scopes. Sometimes you bug out because you can't aim with your thumbs, but it's
Yeah.
it's a it's a fun circumstance.
Yeah, I do think that's pretty cool. Now, what I thought was really interesting is how you and I have our aims swapped. We don't use the exact same layout. You and I, we play with very different layouts.
We do. I like how it's literally um however you want it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna have the same setup
Like I like to
unless
run
people
and
don't change
strafe
it.
and shoot and strafe and while I'm strafing, shooting and things like that. That's just like how I play. Like I don't stand still when I shoot. That's not how I play. It's never been how I play. You're a little bit more comfortable with standing still, crouching and things like that. So it's interesting to see like how big of a dynamic there is in this game because how you play, like let's say you're a jumper or you crouch a lot, you can modify your layout to work in that aspect and you can make it fit your playstyle. So making it work where I can still move ADS and shoot was very important to my playstyle. It's just interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it is interesting to see different types of play styles because, like you said, the jumper. I seen some kid that was jumping around that I could barely hit,
Mhm.
and I watched him kill a bunch of other people. But it's then you got people that I seen people drop shotting.
Yeah.
Like I only seen that once, and that was in the ranked match, and it's insane how you can still transfer stuff from the COD universe to mobile,
Mhm.
but it's a lot harder. So it's a lot. There's definitely a skill gap in this game, and it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
interesting to see.
Huge skill gap. And we play with just our thumbs, but I have friends who play Call of Duty Mobile. They go legendary rank, whatever, all the time. That's what they do. This is the game that they play. They have dedicated phones for it, and they'll play with their thumbs and their index fingers, and they have buttons all over the screen that they reach for with their index fingers and middle fingers, and they'll have an ADS button up on their, left middle finger, and then they'll have their grenade on their left index finger and stuff like that. So there's definitely a massive skill gap between, us, even though we're pretty good, watching people who play this religiously and it's like their game. It's a completely different level. And mobile gaming is once again we're talking about a mobile game, which is very interesting because when we started FTP, I didn't anticipate this many mobile games.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either, and I was expecting us to just do games that were on Steam or the PC that are also mobile. I didn't expect us to actually pick up a mobile game and play it just on the phone and talk about it. So it's pretty cool how we're branching out. But that's what free to play is. There's free to play games on mobile, on PC, on consoles. We might touch. We never know. You might not because you don't like consoles, but
I mean,
the
I'll
f-
touch my PS. I only own a PS4. That's my only
I can bring
latest
my
gen.
PS5 over.
True, you could.
So but the fact that we can just literally play these games for free and not lose anything, even if we don't like it, but to show people games that they might like, even though we don't, it's something interesting, and I'm
Mhm.
glad we started it. Um, but we have the horizon is so bright on it
Mhm.
because there's so many free to play games that even nobody talks about that we could play and be like, wow, this is a really great free to play game, and this might promote it to where they might get more, plays and actually show the game for what it is. Because there's a lot of free play games out there that nobody talks about that are probably really great, but we haven't heard about it because, like I said, no one talks about them.
Right. Like Lost Light. Lost Light was one of those things where we were flipping through the reviews and, in the beginning we were very hesitant to try it out, and then we played it and we were like, "Oh, like it almost is like they were just review bombed because they were making a Tarkov like." And it's actually a genuinely good game that we have continued to play since the release of that episode. And this is another one of those examples where sure, Call of Duty Mobile might not be like the go-to game when we're hanging out, but if we're just watching a movie or something and you're just like, "Yo, you want to play a couple games of Team Deathmatch?" It's like, "Yeah, sure, just take my phone out, play a couple Call of Duty matches." And there's no loss. It's just an enjoyable experience. There's no reason to hate on it because it just is what it is. It's not trying to be something more or less. It's just a decent phone experience.
That's a good point. I went my buddy Brandon. I tried to get him to download Lost Light. What he did, he finally listened to me, but as soon as he did, he started looking at the Steam reviews. He's like, "This is really mixed." He's like, "Everybody's talking about a lot of hackers and this and that," and I'm like, "Dude, they got the reviews are off. We've ran into maybe two hackers the whole time,
Mhm.
and then there's updates instantly. They're so on top of hackers in that game. It's crazy to me
Mhm.
because we talked about it in the global chat. And they're like, well, yeah, it's a gun. The hacks are on the gun. Boom, update fixed.
Mhm. I feel like Call of Duty Mobile is in the same like realm where you don't really have to worry about hackers or anything like that because it seems like one of those games where the player base is not going down. I don't think people are going to stop playing Call of Duty Mobile. Like It's there, it's a fun experience, it's good with friends, if we go to the skate park and, you're just chilling up on, taking a break over at the picnic tables or something, people are gonna play with you. You're gonna be playing Call of Duty Mobile. "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm playing Call of Duty Mobile." They're gonna wanna hop in and play with you, and, it's a good social game because it's so portable, it's so available, it's free. I There's really not a lot of qualms I have with it other than it's goofy as fuck, and that's my total opinion. It is so goofy, it's fun. It's not bad goofy, it's just goofy to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Cause some of some of the kill cams are just insane. Cause you'll be watching someone shoot somebody, and they'll go to like swipe over to the other person, and then it'll just do a whole circle, and then like to the ground, and then to the sky, and back on them. Like it's funny. It's a good game.
It's given us a lot of good laughs, for sure.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's it like you said, it's goofy, but not in a bad way.
Right. I like that, it's got high rise, it's got stuff from MW4. I love that I can, run around with advanced warfare guns and these unique kill streaks and maps that I'm nostalgic for. And, the game isn't holding anybody back. The map is still open to you. I'm sure if we go to high rise, we can still do the ladder or the climb to the roof glitch or whatever it was. You jump off the roof and grab onto the thing and climb up. I'm sure that's all still in the game, and that's exciting. That's cool to me that they just let the community have at it, and they were like, "We're not gonna simplify it. We're not gonna dumb it down. It is what it is. You play it. It's goofy. It is what it is. Go out and have fun."
Yeah, I agree. It's all about having fun, and it's they did a very good job with it. Um, you know, it's crazy to me that 10 years ago I was playing on my phone and I had these little side scrollers and I played Snake on my BlackBerry,
Mhm.
and now we're playing an FPS shooter that's got amazing graphics for a mobile game.
Right. Yeah,
The
because
graphics are unbelievable on it actually.
yeah,
Like
they're really good. I mean, and the recording doesn't do it justice because I had to lower my resolution to capture it. It's still laggy. But when you're looking at it on a small screen, I completely agree. Like it looks like you're playing, I would say late Xbox 360 graphics.
I would say early Xbox 360.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause to me, it
But
reminds me
Call
of
of
Modern
Duty
Warfare 2.
Xbox 360.
Yeah. The graphics look like Modern Warfare 2 to me. That's like what it feels like.
I'm on World at War.
Both looked very good for their age. So yeah, I understand.
They did.
Yeah.
And World at War is probably my favorite Call of Duty game of all time, though.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, so all things considered, as a free to play game, I would say this is a huge recommendation because the only big complaint I have is the UI and the mess of events that are going on. It needs to be streamlined.
mine is how much you actually need to download.
Oh yeah, it's a big game. It's like almost 10 gigs, all things considered.
I think it's more than that, dude.
Very well could be.
Between you gotta download maps, you gotta download HD resources, you gotta download HD sound, you gotta download guns, you gotta download characters, vehicles, default items. Like there's so much stuff.
Mhm.
But that's what it makes it good is because you don't have to download all those
Yeah, you
things.
don't need the HD. Like if you just want a higher frame rate, you don't need to use that.
But I recommend downloading the maps and the gun skins and
I should
the gun
also
models.
I should also state I am the type of person who buys gaming phones. I own a gaming phone. I have a 7T Pro McLaren edition, which was a game or a phone that was meant to be used with the McLaren racing game, mobile game, which I don't even know if it was ever even released. But my phone has like a solid GPU. I've emulated Switches on this. I've emulated the PS3 on this. I have a good phone. I could see this game not running good if you don't have a good phone.
I agree.
Like, you need to have
Um,
at least close to a flagship phone, at least from 2014, maybe even later, 2016.
yeah, I got an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Mine runs great. I
Mhm,
mean, my load times are phenomenal.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think if you have an older phone, you're not gonna be able to run it,
I also
or even an older tablet.
We also haven't played on cellular network, which my phone, I get 4G where we are. You get 5G where we are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you're on Verizon. I'm not. I'm on Mint. So I don't know how that might translate to some people. I know, where I grew up back in the day, we used to have to hotspot our PS2s, and that was perfectly fine. But I was seeing 45 millisecond ping and 60 millisecond ping on my 5G is not bad because it's goofy.
I was actually seeing 30s last night.
That's good. That's really good. That's better than your PC 90% of the time.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, Dan. What are your final thoughts?
Give it a try. Give it a try. Like I said before, it's not gonna hurt. Um, it's worth it. If you got time to play a game when you're driving the passenger seat, like we've said already here before. Get it, but try it. You're not gonna lose anything. Try it.
Yeah, that's about where I am as well. It's not something that you need to take seriously. It's fun to just mess around with. And it's 2023. The Steam Deck's out. Laptops are getting way more powerful. So phones are getting way more powerful. So we're at a point where it's like you can get a Steam Deck and you can bring that with you, and you could dock it up at home and play your PC games on the go and on your phone, or on your Steam Deck on the go, and you can play your Steam games at home on a monitor. But like, that's $399 just for the base model. You then have to get SD cards and docks and mice and keyboards and monitors, which is a whole process. The Call of Duty Mobile kind of fills in a little bit of that gap where if you're, somebody who is on a budget, you're on a decent phone plan, that's about all you can afford. Maybe you're in college and you gamed before and you're in college and you didn't bring your gaming stuff with you. If you got the phone and you're in study hall and you just need a break, that this fills that gap. Like back in the day when I was in college, I had a Dell Latitude that could barely run Roller Coaster Tycoon. Like that's how PCs were when I was in college. Um, this is unbelievable to me. Like this is a completely different level that I didn't even know was a thing. I kind of rambled
Yeah,
there.
it, it's like I said, it's unbelievable. This is what mobile gaming is coming to.
And I have my little Switch phone dock thing, and not once did I stop and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna plug that in." I play my PS2 emulator on my phone with that. I'll play Game Boy games on my phone with that, Pokemon MMO, things like that. I really want to see the mobile space thrive because I think there's a lot of opportunity that has been untapped. Octopath Traveler is now on phone, but you have to pay for it. There's a lot of really good games. Like Grand Theft Auto is on the phone. You can get Max Payne on your phone, and it's unreal to think that people are possibly daily driving, or people have not experienced this level of gaming on their mobile phone. There is so much opportunity, and if you take the time, this is a great opportunity for you to take that time and learn it.
Yeah, but I have nothing but praises for it, honestly. Um, so I highly recommend it, and give it a couple games.
Yes.
Give it a couple games because you might not like it the first time, but
And
just
not just give it a couple games, finish the entirety of the tutorial and then hop over and check out zombies. Maybe that's something that'll be more up your alley because you'll have a much easier time to learn the mechanics. Hop into the battle royale. Maybe that's more your style. But it's going to take you time to learn and get to a level where you can be comfortable competitive. It's not something that I would expect anybody to just grab and immediately be good at. You said you have experience with mobile games, and even you had a goofy ass kill cam almost every time.
Yep.
But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching FTP with me and Feeny. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like, of course, and subscribe. And if you want to subscribe to Feeny, you can find his channel in the pinned comments below. Every view matters, every comment matters, every like matters, and every little bit we appreciate as we grow this tiny little channel and we play things that are weird.
And you already know. See y'all in the next video.
Bye, everyone.